overpass. Now we head to Dust2, their map pick, NiP. We've seen them almost come back once today. They're gonna have to do it across the entire series if they want to pick this one up.
Yeah, we go right in as well, fighting down middle, Glocks v USPs, and no one really wins. Fallen gets gooshed, Rez tagged as well, and so a bit of damage here and there. Elige out lower with a P250. As said on Dust, don't think Elige is going to have 2 slow maps in a row, and that's certainly what we hope here for Liquid. Now acclimatized with LAN play, NiP have been since yesterday. Ooh, Rez, careful, down to 20 now, further whittled. Meanwhile, Liquid climb up the catwalk. We do have 3 on A if Rez can back up from CT in time, but it doesn't look like it. He's gambling on the mid to B, and so if Liquid commit here, bomb plant should be attainable. Device is still watching the long doors, so he can't really stop more than a couple.
Yeah, being real, this pistol round was always destined to come down to a retake if Team Liquid went for this cat play. That was what NiP had planned. So this is all going as NiP expected right about now. It's that blindsiding from Grim in the pistol. Might catch them by surprise. Hampus down here in the pit, trying to hold on. Does headshot Elige from this range, brings him down low, and that softens them up for the rest of the NiP squad who are creeping up through CT. There's Nap swinging, and Elige is going to help him out. Hampus has now got to do it all. Fast feet, fast fingers, but he's got to be quick here as time's ticking away from him on the crossroads, out into ramp, and up through the bomb site. Here he is, Speed Demon. Hampus, hell sent right now, on for the ace, and it's just Fallen left to beat, and he can't get past him. Team Liquid, ooh, it's not comfortable. It's not the cleanest, but they do get the pistol round in spite of Hampus's best efforts.
Yeah, very scary stuff. Nice shots, and you know, Liquid still running away with it. Even so, I love that molly as well from Stewie. He drops it in CT, and you think, oh, it's not a great timing, like they're just getting past it. But as he drops a molly in CT, where 3 of NiP are coming up, all of Liquid start peeking aggro. Elige, Stewie, Nap, everyone's fighting into spawn, and so NiP are caught trying to run through the Molotov, and they can't stand still to take accurate fights. Really good timing on that. And even though it almost still gets lost, but almost won't cut it here for NiP. Liquid take pistol, and now they look for a B hit. Rifles out lower, checking for cat aggro. There's 2 CTs in B. Device scouting mid, trying to hit the spam once he hears that hinge smoke. But it's all a ruse. They're not climbing up cat, although they want NiP to think that. Device even gets shot through the door. But the rest of Liquid will just be pumping into this B bomb site.
Oh, Rez. All right, Rez Deagle. Oh, Grim Galil.
Here we go, he's starting strong again. That's dangerous.
And I tell you what, mate, if that is what Grim is good for, if he's the guy who can build up your scoreline and then allow for the late game activation of some of your other key pieces, that's fine by me.
Yeah.
You know, as long as we can have guys like Elige, like Naf, kind of try to come alive around him. And obviously Fallen goes without saying. I think he was so impactful. The real reason that game ends up coming back in favor of Liquid over on Overpass. It was Grim, like, setting them up in the beginning, starting the game off strong, Fallen to close. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, for sure. Without Fallen killing Device in so many of those rounds, like so many 5-on-4s, you know, taking out Device, which is massive. He was a top performer, right? Like doing all that so many times, really did hold weight for Liquid. 2-0 up, but as we know already, not just from this team, but from this series and what we've seen on Overpass, it's never clear cut. It's never over till it's over. At no scoreline, and apart from 16, I guess. And so NiP still have 1 more eco to bear.
Yeah, this should be a nice clean round out of Liquid, right? Should be pretty uneventful as far as they go. Hampus's little Deagle armor, that's something that maybe could put you through your paces a bit, right? We've seen Deagles get away with far more than maybe they should. But you're not looking at this if you're a Team Liquid fan and going, you know, we lose these every day of the week. Normally it's only, you know, every now and again.
They're waiting to reflash on Catwalk. Rez has got the flash primed. Oh, Stewie makes early contact though. Flash needs to go. There's a Hampus ready to activate, but they already peek into him, and that's not what he wanted. He wanted to be the guy bringing the pace. Instead, Liquid, they can just double down now. 3 fast kills into A. No reason not to commit. It's Dust2 after all. So Smoke's down to cover long. Device is far away. Linus with only USP has really nothing to do in this round. 3-0 for Liquid, but all under control, all going as it should to begin this series, or at least this map.
Yeah, and one of the things that's cool here is, it took us a whole half back on Overpass before we saw Device donning that AWP.
Yeah.
And that was like really where you sat up and took note, right? It was really in that second half of play that Device became this this oppressive force of nature in the server with the AWP. Now we get to see that right away because he's got the CT side start on Dust2, and even if you're T side, mate, you're still looking to bring that AWP out. So we get it both halves from Device. Right now, he's donning the baby brother to the AWP. Tagging up these players with the scout, but only 1 kill on the exit. Now we've got this reinvestment. I'm curious what they're going to do with the scout. I wonder if it keeps in play, right? Gonna be interesting now. They just leave nothing to chance, and I definitely think that's the right call, right? First rifle round, you bring everything you can into it. AWP on Device, rifles on everyone else, kits as well. So this is nice for NiP, exactly what they want. Team Liquid, it's a bit of a bonus round here with Galil still in play, and the AWP on Fallen.
Yeah, NiP take long early, but then they pull Hampers back to help out in middle. Ready to deal with any kind of mid to B. Device AWPing the cross, but it's Fallen's AWP that might find first contact, moving up Catwalk. No one giving away anything here to Liquid right now. NiP just begging them to commit. So Liquid may. Smoke going out towards a CT spawn. Might just be a bit of a ruse here. First volley of util on Dust2. You can never really trust it. Rest of Liquid are up Cat as well, even with Naf holding from the flamey position, making sure long aggro isn't coming in. Plopsky doesn't want to activate yet though. Liquid putting pressure up Catwalk and mid to be at the same time. NiP don't know where to go, where to look, and which site is under attack. They're going to gamble. Hampers moving back up CT into A, drops the Molotov, buys a little bit more time here for NiP, but the inevitable is coming.
Yeah, it's good though. Unlike last time where we had this A execute look to come in, back then, NiP was set up towards like long side for a retake of this A bomb site. This time, they are keen to fight the short execute. They've got that AWP on Device. It's scoped up. Hampers spraying, praying, and he nails 3. There's Stewie 2K and Naf getting something in the way of a response. It will be Naf left in this 1 versus 3 clutch with the bomb down. He knows about the long player, but that's really all the info he's got. Linus just decapitates him, never even gives him a chance to play that 1v3 out. And so there's the defuse found. The rifles are in, and the rounds found on the back of it for NiP.
Lovely reaction for Hampus. When Liquid are throwing that mid to B stuff as well as the cat stuff, Hampus is a 50-50 on his position. He's got the most important spot there as deciding which side of the map he's gambling on, and he goes into A. He gets the molly in, then he smokes, as you can see, and even though they full flash him, Liquid are jumping through a smoke on the short side, so Hampus is able to get 3 kills. That's huge. That wins NiP the round. And a killer closer from Linus as well, not to, give Naf the 1v1 that he needed to get back into that round. So orbs are plenty, 2 for NiP as well. Rez is donning his. Device going up to long, but he will just be helping out with the car. Lots of flashes in the CT show through the smoke. Hampus traded, however, and Plopsky's dead in the meantime. It's not gone well for NiP on the long position, losing everyone, but Device, who's backed up to the site. Linus making noise in middle, but if he runs a rotate, there will be information that Liquid are privy to, thanks to Stewie hearing here down in the door. You can see Liquid already crouching through spawn. This is a great call. Coming off the back of Stewie, certainly, with the information he just got. And it's just down to Fallen to fake this out. Keep up the attention. If he gets a kill, that's huge. He doesn't have to, though. Tag through the smoke. That will do. That will keep NiP committed to A.
Yeah, bro, now they're worried as hell. They're thinking they're getting, they can't even see what's attacking them, bro. Fallen feels like he's Predator, like just invisible. Bearing down upon them, and he's kept the attention of NiP in this A-bomb site. This should just be a locked-in round now for Team Liquid. And that's beautiful. It just goes to show it's not all about fragging out and putting up crazy numbers. You get the 2 opening kills, you get 2 important kills, and then you just gimmick around the rotations of NiP. You put them right where you want them, and they can't even attempt a round now. So this is just a save. They at least keep the double AWP in play. You were looking for silver linings. There it is. With 4 on the board for Team Liquid. Getting a bit more out of guys like a Liege alongside Grim. This is certainly looking nice for the Team Liquid squad.
Yeah, sucks to get out position like that for NiP, but, Linus running the rotate, I guess, is part of the inexperience. Very sweaty that Stewie is still crouched behind the door, just trying to hear that rotate, telling his team whether to commit or not through T-spawn. Because, that's the question mark that comes from the long A position. If you lose it as a CT, even in an even odd position, like a 4-on-4 or a 3-on-3, you don't know whether those Ts are just holding on for 40, 50 seconds before they recommit with smokes, or if they're crouching through T-spawn and taking B. You've got to gamble, right? So that's why Linus is leaning over, but it's not a gamble that works out for NiP.
Well, mate, talking about gambles, look at this round. No one at B early. Instead, they dropped the mid-smoke to conceal that info from Stewie or Fallen, whoever was watching the cross. I think it was Stewie 2K. Device was fast boosted up cat to go for this peek into middle. It's not the killing blow, but NAF really is looking worse for wear. They're all lined up, walking down long. A contact play into this A site. Device, they are up, they are in your face. He's gonna take the fight to them, dropping the bomb. More where that came from for Device. Fallen, dead as well. Stewie 2K, left in the clutch. He's got this up. NAF as well, actually, is over towards long. He's so damn low on HP. Finished off by the nade, and now it is Stewie 2K in this 1-on-3. The AWP chiming in for the first. They didn't know he crossed the goose. He knows about the CT player. The scary part is, where's Linus? You know about Rez. You don't know about this second man. So Stewie feels very claustrophobic right now in this A bomb site. He does get it planted though. This gives him a chance to play around the bomb, try to make some magic happen. It's planted for long. There's no chance of Stewie crossing. So he's fighting in the site. And with Rez going all the way around to pit, Stewie could get blindsided by this AWP.
Yeah, will he find an angle though? Stewie's using the big box as cover. Molly from the short side, and there's Rez with a shot coming in from the long rotate. NiP will pick up that retake. I love how good NiP are at, just disengaging in those positions, in those, clutch scenarios, not letting Liquid get away with it. Both resetting, forcing the plant, and it gets very uncomfortable when you plant it, right? If you're Stewie there, you're checking everything. You don't know where the CTs are coming from. A lot of it comes down to, random timings and luck as to where you're looking and when. And so NiP are able to pick it up.
Mate, these first games of the group stages of IEM Cologne have really set the bar high. In the last hour and a half, we've had 5 aces, right? 2 over here on this stream, 3 on the B stream. Wow. That's Grim, Device, BMAS, Robson, Hobbit.
And some very close aces as well. Some 4Ks getting stolen. And yeah, that Gambit Mousesports game went all 32 in the first map. So not only OTs here on the mainstream, but Ballers over on the second as well. And, this is NiP trying to come back. This is NiP trying to recover. This double AWP is still here. Stewie flashed out middle, going to drop the smoke, keep NiP honest, force grenades out of their fingers. And through the smoke goes Hampus as well. Very risky stuff. But it's just the util trade that will finally favor NiP and let Liquid get up cat.
That's good. You've got that CT player rotating into CT, worried about a mid to B play. Fallen, once again, goes blow for blow with one of these AWPs. Comes out the victor, will get tagged at the double doors. Fallen, made of sterner stuff, is still alive. Team Liquid grinding to a halt on this mid control, trying to piece together, and they've decided, yeah, we want a mid to B. Now you really want a mid to B. Fallen has rolled out the red carpet for you. Linus as the only man who could make a difference, alone, back of the B site, the AUG, good for a double. Can Linus save the day? It's even more damage, but no more kills to be found. And that's such a shame. I reckon if he gets that kill onto NiP, if he completes it, suddenly NiP are interested in the 2-on-2 retake.
That's so sad. It's so sad. You can't ask for more from Linus, but you have to, unfortunately. He needed 3 to even tempt NiP in this round, like you say. Popsky doesn't want to go too much further in tunnels. He might die to the orb. Let's go back in, and there it is. Liquid, this is a 5th round for them. Really nice try for Linus, right? On that mid to B, it was all from the tunnels anyway. He wasn't to know. And Liquid pick up a 5th. Nice start from Fallen as well, right? Gets a 3 piece in the round, but it's his double openers in middle that send Liquid out to that B split. And he's looking for a 4th as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you caught much of the NARMR, right? Yeah. Like we got to see Fallen and Liquid looking really, really good there. You know, one of the things that I kind of said was when Fallen first joined this team, I wasn't convinced that that was going to be a solution, right? We'd seen Fallen try to rejuvenate himself throughout, you know, years, really, and it kind of felt like it was with waning results that were dropping off as time went on. Since getting into this Liquid squad, his form has been impeccable, man. With rifles, with AWPs, you name it. We've been getting great games out of Fallen. And the fact that we could have one of these legends of the game getting back in form, getting back to the guy that we know and love, I don't know, that's a very exciting idea.
Everyone loves a major winner, especially a multi-major winner, Harry. And, you know, it's crazy considering how long Fallen took away from the game, away from the, you know, pro scene, that, or at least this level of competition that, you know, out of all the ex-SKMOBR players, he's the one doing the best right now. You know, he's the one on the big stages. Cold's gone from FaZe. There's not much else to talk about in terms of that roster. So, yeah, Fallen at the tippy top of the tower, looking down on NiP, 5-2. Deagles, though, and we saw these rounds get out of hand on Overpass. The Device having an AWP in this round as well. There's always hope here for NiP.
Yeah, I mean, Deagles can be scary enough, right? The presence of an AWP in there as well. So often, it's this first kill that can feel like it decides the outcome of these little anti-eco rounds, right? It feels so often, if it's one of the Team Liquid guys in this situation to die first and everything starts to grind to a bit of an awkward halt where you're saying, guys, we can't lose to pistols, like that's where the round starts to spiral and get a little crazy. Thus far, we haven't had anyone meet each other. Oh my goodness. I kind of don't know how Fallen didn't spot him cross it. Maybe he did, he's still holding on. Missed shot out of Device's AWP, and Fallen's gonna capitalize. NiP finishes the job. It's a tag either which way. That AWP's retrieved at least, and grandfathered onto Rez. He's taking it in towards this A bomb site now. That's because over at B, Linus has got the info in tunnels. I know it's looking like an A play. They've got 3 here, including this AWP, so still a chance for NiP, but the kills haven't come in. The AWP misses its opportunity, and Plopsky's put in the dirt by a liege. The round is secured. Team Liquid up onto 6, and there's nothing that Linus can do about it.
Beautiful stuff. 5 alive as well, at least right now. And that will stay the same. Grim to close, and that's a beautiful round out of Liquid, right? Obviously, just getting rid of that AWP in middle. At that point, they know it's even if Rez grabs it, he's sneaking up CT. He doesn't want to run his rotate. Liquid beat him to the punch. They beat him to the A site, and all the kills come in around it. 6-2. No problems here for Liquid so far.
And I mean, the contrast between this and Overpass, where Overpass, it was just the grim show. Like, really it was. For most of regulation, it wasn't till we started to get towards the end of that second half that other guys came alive. Here, it's a team effort. All of Team Liquid are feeling warmed up right now, and we're getting a much more even performance. That's beautiful, I think.
Yeah, are NiP going to start throwing caution to the wind, right? How many rifle rounds do they lose until they start, trying to play aggressive, throwing in, pushes up top mid, taking some long doors control, maybe some B crunches. These are the things that CTs often employ to try and get that edge, get that advantage, or at least get that information. Stewie's peeking under the hinge smoke. NiP are conceding this. Nice shot for Device. When he can start off your round, that's when it's going to plan here for NiP. He's able to take a 5-on-4 and back out alive. Stewie does swap onto Fallen's AWP. But where will you go from that? You know, Device is AWPing A. That might tempt you into this mid to B. What would be a 4-on-2 right now with NiP very committed to this A site.
Yeah, they've shown a real tendency to follow through with these A commitments when they throw this execute smoke setup, right? They dump all that util in, hoping that this forces the rotation of this CT player away, and it has. He's trapped on the other side of the smoke, but it don't matter when Rez is doing that to you down in mid. Grim dead as well, and Rez head on a swivel. This guy's looking like an owl down in mid, bro, pivoting back and forth. I love it. I love it when someone gets that like bloodlust moment, right? He almost triples up in mid. Hampus comes through to help him out, and then he goes back in to the B bomb site. So keen to fight, just hungry for more, and is even ready for Grim, playing this little, you know, jump up spot with the smoke.
Yeah, wow, that's a crazy round to win for NiP, right? Even though they had the 5-on-4, they just had no one in the right place there apart from Rez. Liquid. Back to the drawing board here. Another AWP for Fallen. This is where the money's going to bottom out for Liquid. If they don't win this gun round, it's the road to recovery for the Ninjas. Rez pushed up in B. But not going any further than this. Grim holding the default. Bit of spam damage traded. Oh, you commit to that forever. They both actually come out with 50. Liquid back to Cat, and you know, it's all just the question on whether they commit with smokes. As you said last time, they've been doing it a lot. They've been full sending a lot up into these A splits, but right now he's still defaulting. That's awkward run boost, but Device won't get punished. He gets the nade out and he drops down in time. Now he can post up for this cross, help out on long, assist on the car. Lots of options for Device, but where do Liquid commit?
Yeah, at the very least for Liquid, you know, on the back of that run boost, Device just had to get out of there. He is now kind of out of position almost, right? Dropping out of the A bomb site, which is where he wanted to be, and having to take up position at long. Because of this silence, he's been given a bit of a window to get back in, but Liquid aren't coming towards A. This was all a ruse again. They throw this mid to B smoke. This time, a lot more attention on the tunnels. Out they go. Linus with trades aplenty, and the bomb cut loose. Oh, Liquid. They outmaneuvered NiP, but they can't outmaneuver Linus. Back of the B site, the hero NiP needed, the young gun, unrelenting in holding that B site down. It's NiP up onto 4. And as you say, Hugo, it does feel like they're on that path to recovery as now they break the money of Team Liquid.
Linus is a turret, man. He just decimates that B push. He's done it before with that double kill in the lost round, but that's one step further. I don't know what's better. This guy's aim or his tech tips. Insane round from Linus. And Plopsky to close it out. And yeah, as said, right, that's the money bottoming out. No bomb plant, just lost bonus right now for Liquid. It's not a pretty round. And it's NiP's chance to bounce back in this second half, or first half, sorry. So just Eagles and Glocks. Dear, oh dear. Better late than never, I guess, is what we learned, not just from, you know, this, but also Overpass. It pulled that into OT from a 14-8 scoreline against their favor. Weren't able to close. And after a tactical timeout, we jump right back in.
Oh, yeah, don't go back to that. Don't go back to that, Poland. God, he's got the Glock out. He's like actually peeking down mid. All right. Poland's having a mad one this round. Out through lower. They've heard the Molly tagging a leash, so they know about him. Fallen, dodging these shots. It feels like he's tempting fate a little bit, but I think he's just trying to keep the attention of Device in the wrong place, right? Giving a bit more room to these lower tunnels players, lets them drop this hinge smoke and now try to get up onto Catwalk. However, Fallen has died in the long doors. They've dealt with a liege up on the Xbox, so any chance of really getting away with anything in this round here? has gone out the window for Team Liquid. They're going to group up on Cat, try to get into A. If they can deal with Hampus in the site and live somehow getting past this device up, maybe there's a chance at a bomb plant, but it's a big old if. I've seen Device do despicable stuff from the car position, and this round is no exception.
Yeah, that run boost is like a whimper, man. It just sort of dribbled out over Catwalk, and the bomb fell into spawn as well. There was never any hope.
Yeah, it was like bad to worse in an instant.
But that's all you can expect from a mostly Glock round. Now we've got guns sooner rather than later here for Liquid. No warp for Fallen, however, which is a bit of a shame because he has been a highlight machine in these first two maps. Set towards B early for Liquid. They've done a fair few mid to Bs. I think Linus probably scared them off that site for now, but he has traded positions off the spawn, going to take long with Plopsky, has left Device at the back of B with the orb. No problem there. He is getting avoided, so I don't blame him for trying to change it up.
One of the things that has been pretty mental as well is that, as mentioned, Liquid have been good at conditioning NiP to keep numbers in the A bomb site whenever they've mid to B. Like, it's not like they're doing all of this and NiP just aren't budging, and it's like the decision to hang around that's saving them here. No, man, a lot of the time they are keeping 3 players in the A site, and these B holds have just been coming out of guys like Rez and Linus. Yeah. So that's maybe a little bit worrying for Liquid. You know, you're kind of getting the results you want out of this A fake into a B play, and you're just not able to break down those players in the B site. So they're going to go back into A. They're looking for solutions elsewhere on the map, and they think long might hold them.
Yeah, the flash as the smoke fades. Only Plopsky here right now, and he's up close. Smoke on the volley. He's turned into the corner, though. Grim will be dead. Naf will have to spam him out, but long is taken, and the bomb has been spotted. NiP know what's going on. They know where this hit's ending up, and there's no time to change the grade. Liquid have to commit. They've got to go back for the bomb first. Naf's just getting the entries while they do so. Hampus holds for a single kill, and Linus now. Turret again. Can he do it once more?
God, the sentry gun of NiP. Just Fallen, arriving late to a bomb site that his teammates once had. It's now been stripped away from him. Linus tucked in at elevator. Here's the footsteps. He knows that Fallen's crossed into the site. Fallen! Oh, burning alive and finished off by the turret.
Yeah, did all he could. He knew, even if you're going for fights, he knew Linus was there. Even if you're going for fights, you know, all it takes is NiP not peeking you from Catwalk and they win the round. So you've got to try the plant. You've got to hope you can get it down if you're playing for the win. And you know Fallen's playing for the win. Not going to happen, though. NiP coming back alive, and they went wrong as well out of the gate. They not only had Device B, but they even moved Linus over as well after taking long. So the fact that people like Plopsky and Hampus both get 1-for-1s is just enough for those rotates to come back in. Liquid with their first timeout. Just trying to get back on this T side, because as you can see on that round timeline, 4 in a row here for the Swedish side is getting out of control.
No, it really is, man, especially because, you know, a lot of these rounds have felt pretty clean. You don't have what you so often have here, which is like a bit of a get-out clause towards the end of a half. You go, look, okay, they might have tied it up, but if we win one round, we can break their money. Well, that's not the case for Liquid here, as it often is with teams on the T side. In fact, it's them with the broken money. It's them having to take a bit of a partial investment here. And NiP is stacked in terms of the money. These guys are buying until the end of the half.
Yeah, and Linus is another round where we're going to need him to perform. Getting pressured a lot in this game. Hampus got so much info up top middle, right? So you're expecting the B play, if not a late long here, and Liquid are making noise out middle. Trying to feign cat control, trying to keep NiP on that A side, but Hampus ain't falling for it. He's already walking the mid to B, letting NiP run a double site setup. So Liquid walking into the meat grinder. How will it fare?
Well, Linus is alone in the site. Rez is actually playing outside of the doors. So with his smoke going in, Rez might have to come through, and he will. He wastes no time in helping out his teammate in the B site. Great response out of NiP and Rez. There he dies to Naf, but the nade follows up, and Plopsky should be here to seal the deal down in middle.
Ooh! Hey, I thought the same. Elige, though, the spam is close. He's put Device down to 60. Can he get through? No. Device with the shot, and NiP, they win the round. They really should have. Nice stuff from Linus and Rez holding down that B bomb site again, no problem. And considering a lot of Liquid's game plan looks to be just crunching into those mid to Bs, taking over that site. I mean, they're really having trouble, right? They're trying to avoid Devices AWP on the long cross. They've not really, you know, there's not really been around where Liquid have done a cap play into Device.
Well, so here, Naf's purchased up an AUG. I'm curious if this makes him lean into something at long. Instead, he's just fighting mid. And they do just go back in towards this B bomb site. Grouping in their tunnel. Maybe we get something a little bit faster out of them here. I think at this point, Liquid are just feeling like NiP have figured out these cat fakes, right? And that's become abundantly clear with how these last few rounds have gone. That's more like it. Opener from Fallen and a good flash from Nafly sets up a Liege. Hampus trying to hold from the double doors. No accounting for that one if you're Grim. Two players in the site right now for Liquid. It's Stewie lurking in middle. He gives up his position, and now they've got him trapped. Stewie is not involved in this site hold at all, and so temporarily, NiP have got themselves a 3-on-2 in B.
Yeah, there's still util. Naf can get this smoke out, try and stall the retake even longer. NiP might just have to go through the utility here to make this round happen. Stewie is coming in on the flank. If he runs, Device will hear him, and so he has to play patient. Naf with the Kree getting one, gone from the round. Device turning around, and it's all on a Liege who's cracked through the smoke into middle. They have no idea where has he gone. The bomb's not for him, and Device provides cover. NiP onto 8 rounds in a retake that should never really be won. And we're getting guttural noises.
Yeah, I'm loving some of the noises. I mean, hey dude, Stewie said he missed the screaming and noises and such. Well, here's NiP giving us their finest noises, mate. I can't even think of how to describe it, but
that hurts for Stewie, man.
It does hurt. It hurts for all of Team Liquid, right? That was meant to be their round. They get into B. They've got a man advantage. And you can tell that Stewie is feeling the pressure. He's feeling the nerves because he does jump the gun on that mid-fight. I think he just starts to worry, like, what if I miss this timing? What if I miss this opportunity and they take the 3-on-2?
And even in tunnels, right? Like, if he lives a few more seconds, he doesn't know what's going on in the bomb site for sure, right? But if he delays a few more seconds, that gives room for a Liege to win that round, perhaps. It's not going to happen, however. Last of the half, Device finally challenged at long. He's on car. You can molly this position safe on the barrel. That's what they're doing. So Device in hot water right now.
Oh no, but I've seen Device in this exact scenario. Mollied at car with an AWP, get away with absolute murder back when he was in Astralis. There he is, besting Fallen in the head-to-head. And Liquid, I can't say I blame them for being scared about long now.
Yeah, they're probably going to wait to smoke and then re-molly it. That might be their best bet here, just to get Device out. But they've peeked him again, and the double AWP is doing everything it needs to. All the kills here from NiP, and they sweep the half in a 9-6 fashion. Great game out of the Ninjas right now. They're looking to come back on Dust2 and take us to a 3-mapper. Will they? Only time will tell.
Our current strengths as a team is playing as a pack and playing together. I think that's always been Liquid's strength. Their trading percentages are always the strongest in the region, and they're one of the top teams in trading percentages. So I think that's one of our strongest aspects as a team.
A thirst for the game. These guys all want a victory here in their opening series to begin the groups of IEM Cologne. Right now, Liquid, a map up in the series after taking Overpass away from NiP in overtime. Here on Dust2, different story. Strong start for Liquid, countered by a late game NiP as they roar to life. It's 9-6 moving into the second half with NiP in the lead.
Isn't that a good feeling? That's a nice taste on the tongue, but not for Liquid. Salty waters right now. I like this pistol setup for Liquid. They're very heavy towards B, so if NiP do end up committing through those tunnels, they would be walking into the Lion's Den, as it were. But instead, back up Cat they go. Hampus is outside of Long, and it's only Grim here on the bomb site. It's going to have to be a retake setup here for Liquid. Fallen's got the kit double flash, but how much warning will they have? Grim not given anything at Long until the second he peels out of the angle. The flash comes over from Cat to get Hampus out. Grim hears it, so he knows there's someone in position, but does he know how deep he's gotten? Oh no, Grim. Oh, he's on the chopping block. He turns back and he gets dinked down to one, closed out. NiP own the A site.
Yeah, man, that's rough for Grim. Just stuck between a rock and a hard place. Now Plopsky with this Glock at close range. He's having a field day. Helped out by Fallen is a Liege. And 3-on-4 retake ensues. Everybody coming from Catwalk. NiP know this, and so they're just backed up in the site, not giving you the room, not giving you the respect. NiP reach double digits, and I don't even know what these screams are anymore.
They're very primal, aren't they?
Yeah.
I love it. Don't know who's giving us that.
That one sounded like it would be, you know, if that was like in Ancient as like a background, it wouldn't feel out of place.
That's what you hear on the A site, yeah. Oh my goodness. Great round for NiP. P250s in post plants get terrifying on the T side, and now we've got Deegs out for Liquid. My oh my. They're in the position that NiP were in that first one, right? Being, you know, likely 12-6 down, coming in with the gun round and needing a win. That's, of course, unless Liquid can win this force buy. We've seen wilder things happen. Hinge smoke for Hampus. We're using the Zywoo lineup. Very sweaty stuff. You wouldn't believe where that one lands. And so now up Cat for NiP.
Yeah, Liquid is still looking to give you a run for your money here if you're NiP. In fact, they're looking for a round win on the Liquid side. They've fully invested up into this one. Only guy saving cash is Fallen. He does have utility to help out his long player in Grim. Instead, traded after one before flashes can come out and leave Fallen's hands. He's just going to get caught dumping all this util. I understand not wanting to die with a full belt of utility when that's all you've bought into the round, but it does just lead to him falling without really accomplishing anything at long. Liege trying to hold the cross. The Deagle spam finds a lot of damage. And with nades still on Stewie to rain in onto this bomb site, you can bring these players even lower and really soften them up for the Deagle retake.
Yeah, there's another nade going in. There's no kit, so time is of the essence here for Liquid, and they're not given the kills on these jump shots. Nothing is attainable right now. They've got to move. They've got to change position. Plopsky is just tucked in on the bomb site, waiting for his goose play. There's the flash. Now NiP swing, and they take another kill. 2 out of 3, but Naf will not give them the satisfaction. He is out of there going into the next eco round. That's 11-6 for NiP.
And that's felt like a real difference here as well. It feels like when NiP get into these like even odds 3-on-3s, especially versus like these weaker buys, they're very, very good at like reeling themselves back in and not giving too much away. You know, Liquid, there were a few times where they had these man advantages and things were looking up, and then it just felt like the round would get snatched apart, away from them rather. NiP have looked great at not letting those man advantage rounds slip through your fingers.
Yeah, because they're the rounds that, you know, not only ruin your economy the most, but, you know, reinvigorate Liquid. You don't want to give them a reason to believe, a reason to try and come back here. Device is playing a USP only in this round, trying to save for the AWP, and he knows what he's up against. Oh, nice shot from Naf, but traded swiftly from lower. And now Device can be at least given a gun, so no worry in this round getting out of control. Double cat push. Device after the molly, holding for it, but a double layer and they get knocked down. Luckily, you'd think it's under control from Rez, and he has support if that were to go wrong. Stewie gone as well, and NiP, they've hit the scoreline that we anticipated. 12-6 off the back of their pistol win. It's do or die for Team Liquid.
But Hugo, we saw this scoreline back on Overpass, right? And we all know how that one ended up going. That did become anyone's game, an overtime affair, 19-17 finish to Liquid. Now it's them having to do an NiP-esque comeback on their map pick of Dust2.
Well, not too NiP-esque, because they do actually want to close it.
That's true.
That's the hope. Oh, and it may be a reality after all. Device decked by Fallen in middle. That's what started the comeback, or the closer rather, for Liquid anyway. Fallen flashed out of mid though. Won't be there forever. Hampus has even taken the AWP. It's usually res, but we know Hampus can don this weapon as well. Often does on Inferno towards that B-bomb site. Even when Twist was in this team, we would have Hampus AWPing over him at times. So it doesn't really matter where this gun ends up. All that matters is that the shot connects. Oh,
oh, imagine a world. Okay. No smoke shot collaterals. We don't have to worry about that. We can just forget that little lineup ever even occurred. NiP gonna get this mid to B smoke in. They've got Hampus testing the waters with his AWP. Scoped up on CT, just waiting to see if anyone was going to try and beat that smoke, get ahead of it. Now they go for the push. NiP is flashed in, but Hampus, head on a swivel again, is there to turn around a deal with the point man. This leaves it all on Stewie 2K. B site, look at the time, plenty of it. 35 seconds here. NiP get that bomb planted. Team Liquid are left running to the hills.
Yeah, Stewie's having a nightmare of a game right now, and you know he doesn't even get to play that one. He hides at the back of the boxes. He's getting triple split from window, door, tunnel. He peeks and he gets bopped. So that's his round, and it's a swift one at that for NiP.
It feels very on brand though for Team Liquid to take their opponent's map pick in a close overtime affair, get onto their map pick of Dust, and then start to have some problems. Right, this is the kind of thing that we're sadly used to seeing from Liquid.
It's not, you know, and it's not a go-to map for them as of late either, right? It's not one that they've been frequenting, you know, in these last few weeks, these last few months back at the RMR, for example. So, you know, that's a bit of a worry. It's often been getting second banned out by teams, not wanting to play Liquid on it, but NiP have no such fear. Neither did Gambit over on the B stream, 15-3 up. Pretty brutal stuff, looking like a 3-mapper there as well.
Yeah, it was even worse at one point, man. Gambit were up flawless, I think like 9-0 at one point in time. So that is a very, very dominant second map going on over there. Of course, that one looking like it's going to go all 3 as well.
Yeah.
I say as well, like this one's already gone all 3.
I mean, it's looking good. It's looking good for NiP, right? There's nothing in the CT side yet for
I did just accidentally break the 4th wall down and like let my bias seep through, like, yeah, man, no, it does look like this is drawing over.
The number on the left is higher than the number
that's
on the
true,
right,
Hugo.
so
13, bigger than 6.
That is true.
And that's where NiP are right about now. The real problem, the real reason why I say, like, this one could be too far gone is Liquid. If they lose this, mate, they've got nothing. Up against 14 as well. Like, that is not where you want to be. You're partial buying at best. You know, it's going to be ugly, man. It's going to feel rough. Like this game, this second half just went by in an instant if you don't win this rifle.
Fallen's doing his best to get into the action, but mollied off, and with that molly, you just can't see a thing, right? There's smokes in your face. And so Fallen doesn't want to get walked on. He has to back all the way up to long. Meanwhile, NiP have done exactly what Liquid did so well in that first half in pushing that AWP off of the A site and then dropping into this mid to B. And the sad part about this is Liquid aren't expecting this play. Stewie's here in middle, but Naf's alone at B. Stewie needs something. He needs to kill at least. Is he going to go through the molly behind him? And Stewie trying to find that timing through the smoke, denied by Hampus. All on Naf, and he's gone as well. Bye-bye, Liquid. It's a save.
Yeah, surely right. I mean, we've already spoke about the money. We just set this round up saying it's all gone if they lose the guns here. So either Liquid throw it all at this B bomb site, a man down, or they save and try to play for overtime.
Oh, that kill comes in at an interesting time. The bomb's only just been planted. Liquid suddenly getting tempted back in. They know what's on the line.
So this decision now, this reeling of them back in, this either makes or breaks it for Team Liquid. In they go, the flash, it's missed. Res blinds Fallen, and Elige is traded. 14 on the board for NiP. They're baited back in after that kill, and look what it's done, man. They can cobble a buy together, right? You've got 3 rifles, maybe even an AWP, but it is going to feel lacking. It is not going to have all the bells and whistles that you want and need to put a stop to this NiP.
You can't blame them for going back in there after Fallen kills a lower player either, right? Like, they just don't have the rounds to play with. Saving there is only because of the numbers. It's only because of the context of losing that B-bomb site. We know how hard it can be to retake. It looked like the round was, you know, said and done with those double entries, but in fact, all it took was one kill to lock Liquid into a losing battle. 14-6, and you can already see that buy being pieced together in the bottom right. Fallen does have the orb dropped by a liege, and it's not pretty otherwise.
Yeah, this like really was worst case Ontario for Team Liquid, right? Like they've had a mixture of buys, they keep bringing them out, but it feels like every time they've got the rifles, man, NiP are just going to deal you some kind of horrible uppercut, even tagging NAF on the cross. It must just feel like you can't catch a break. Device fast out long, very, very confident on the push, and deals with Grim in pit. Now, there's a lot more bodies here. Will you anticipate the triple long hold? You've dealt with one, and Liege doesn't see the smokes, neither does Rez. This is wild. You've seen one player so far at long, and yet 4 are dead in the server. A Liege mollied at Card, now they know he's here. They've got him boxed in, trapped in this position.
Smoke climbing above it, but he's still here, and there's nowhere to go but the graveyard. Device puts him down. 3-on-2, and NiP go quiet. They go silent, and they wait. Liquid. Yeah, this is a good call to like gamble B here, because, you know, it's one of two things. It's either NiP just wait and recommit, or they go all the way around and overcomplicate it and then go to B.
Yeah, the one sad part about this, and Liquid don't know it, is that like NiP have no control elsewhere, right? They've got nothing. So I imagine they do just commit to this A-bomb site, right? You're 3-on-2 anyway. You can still win this out by trading, even if they're both here. So they cross up into the site with the smokes down. Stewie's brought it back into a 2-on-2. Has that kill from Stewie just given Team Liquid a chance now at denying 15 to NiP?
Yeah, the smoke's in, and so they start to creep up. Stewie has the kit in the right position. Naf just needs to get some more damage off this scout. Every little bit helps. Rez waiting. He hears the jump in elevator. That's calmed. Device has Naf locked in a corner, and they're going to follow Stewie. Crosses, and he gets the trade off, but he needs to be quick with his kill. Right below him, he doesn't know. 15-6, and NiP here with a statement on Dust2. It may have been Liquid's map pick, but you could not tell from the scoreline.
Yeah, right, you know, back on Overpass, Liquid had a chance at a dominant score themselves, but we all remember how that one went. It ended up being a tight overtime affair. This is a statement from NiP. You know, we come to your map pick, Liquid. You've got no respect, mate. You've got nothing. We're here, we're bringing the heat, and we're looking to take this all 3 maps. Look at this for Team Liquid, man. Couple of SMGs, a handful of rifles, no kits as well, and they lose a Liege to open up the round. It really is out of the frying pan into the fire here. It was bad enough with the buy, and now they've got to contend with the fact they're in a 4-on-5.
Linus is beasting as well, right? Think about his B anchors in that first half, so many multi-kills with the Orc. Well, now he's getting those openers, dropping the Liege up catwalk. He is 18-6, and kills might be coming to NiP here. Device, he's waiting. They're moving him through both chokes, and they line up. Device, dirt in middle, and that might just be all they need to close this map and take us to Mirage. It's only Naf.
Yeah, what can you do, man? Everyone else has fallen, and there's NAF, last past the post. It is NiP taking us the distance, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Stick around, because that third map between NiP and Team Liquid is coming up in a moment.